जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे जय राधा माधव श्री राधे जय राधा गिरिधारी श्री राधे जय गौरानिथाय जय गौरनिथाय जय जय प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव जय गुरुदेव जय जय गुरुदेव जय जय गुरुदेव श्री श्री राधा माधव भगवान की जय श्री श्री राधा गिरधारी भगवान की जय श्री श्री गौर निथाई भगवान पंचतत्व की जय निथाई गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वरूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवंश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साधुवैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्रीराधा कृष्ण पादान् सगन ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितं हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत श्री राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वंश्च कल्पतरुश्च कृपा सिन्धुभैव च पतितनां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद, श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Hare Krishna. Okay, so welcome to this morning class. Today is Saturday, weekend. Yeah, everyone looks forward to the weekend, especially those who work 5 days a week. So yes, so today we'll begin with the Srila Prabhupada Leela Amrita as usual. I was just observing these little boys coming and offering the Dandavat Pranam there, and then to Prabhupada. I was thinking, wow, I missed all this in my childhood because I was not aware of all this. I was kind of atheist, didn't know anything about God, because we were not taught all these things in Fiji. Of course, they used to do all these katha every Tuesday, but I had no concept of who is God and why we are doing this and that. So I just felt that these kids are so lucky. They know Krishna from their childhood. And thank you, Prabhu. And then they are learning a lot, being here in the temple, listening to Bhagavatam class, and so wonderful. And we missed all that for the past. When I joined Krishna consciousness when I was 27, I took kids by then, 2 little daughters. And now I have grandchildren. Yes, so we missed a lot. Well, you only join Krishna consciousness when the time is ready, when Krishna wants you to, when you are ready for it, when your karma, your, what do you call that? Your piety comes up, and then you are ready. Anyway, better late than never, as the saying goes. So I'm here now. Never thought that we'll be sitting here in the temple and giving class. I remember my first class in Suva when my Siksha Guru Nanda Kishore Prabhu told me this morning you are going to give class. I never gave class, and I was so nervous and kind of scared. And then in the evening, I tried to prepare what I have to speak. Yeah, it was kind of nervous breakdown that day. So thank you to Srila Prabhupada and Gurudev and all the ISKCON sannyasis for continuing the mission of Srila Prabhupada. By his blessings, we are all here sitting. There should be more people, but this is Kali Yuga. There They'll come when the time is right. All right, so we'll start reading from Srila Prabhupada Leela. Is this on? Okay. My cold, so please don't mind me, clearing my throat throughout. I have this problem. Srila Prabhupada Leela 479 page, and the title is Stay High Forever. Wow, stay high forever. So, a marble miniature gazebo, 4 pillars and a roof with a drinking fountain inside, was a remnant from the old days, 1891. According to inscription, this information was there. On its 4 sides were the words hope, faith, charity, and temperance. Hope, faith, charity, and temperance. These 4 words were there on the 4 sides. But someone had sprayed the whole structure with black paint, watercolor, making crude designs and illegible names and initials. Today, a bench had been taken over by several conga and bongo drummers, and the whole park pulsed with their demanding rhythms. And the hippies were there, different from the others, the bearded bohemian men and their long-haired young girlfriends dressed in old blue jeans were still an unusual sight. Even in the Lower East Side melting pot, their presence created tension. They were from middle-class families, and so they had not been driven to the slums by dire economic necessity. This created conflicts in their dealings with the unprivileged immigrants. And the hippies' well-known proclivity for, thank you, psychedelic drugs, their revolt against their families and affluence, and their absorption in the avant-garde sometimes made them the jeered minority among the neighbors. But the hippies just wanted to do their own thing and created their own revolution for love and peace. So usually they were tolerated, although not appreciated. I don't know how to put the mark here, but I'll stop here. So this is about the hippies and the garden. Sorry. Hippies. A new revolution at that time. What years were they? 19 hippie time. 60s, 70s, yeah. And they revolted against all the things that were people called norm. This is norm. This is what we have to follow. And again, the world is moving on to normal. What is normal in this world? We follow the whatever everyone is following. Swayam Bhagavan Keshav Maharaj says that's not normal. Whatever everyone is following is not normal. We have to change. Maharaj, after he became sannyasi and he joined ISKCON movement, he went home. I'm talking about Keshav Swami, Swayam Keshav Bhagwan, whatever his name is, big name. He was born in London. He's Gujarati. And when he went to his home after he was in the ashram for some time, and his mom looked at him and said, "Why don't you become normal?" It's too late, Mom. It is too late. Why don't you become normal? Wearing long, orange clothes and all that, Yeah. Anyway, so what is normal in this world, which the whole world is following, is something different. So you don't have to be normal like the whole world. No, you be whoever you are, and Prabhupada has given us what is normal. What is normal? So I'll stop here. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So today's class is based on Srimad Bhagavatam 427:19, and the verse is up there. See if we can recite the verse. We'll read word by word first. Please repeat. Kalasya duhita kachit trilokim varam ichati paryantanti na barhishman pratyanandata kashchana kalasya duhita kachit kalasya duhita kachit trilokim varam ichati trilokim varam ichati paryan paryatanti na barhishman paryatanti na barhishman pratyanandata kaschana pratyanandata kaschana kalasya duhita kachit trilokim varam ichati paryatantina barhishman pratyanandata kaschana. Anyone trying? Yes. Kalasya duhita kachit triloki varam ichati paryatanti na barhishman pratyanandata kaschana. Anyone else would like to try? Kalasya duhita kachit paryatanti na barhishman pratyanandata kaschana. Thank you. Let's go word by word. Kalasya, of formidable time. Duhita, the daughter. Kachit, someone. Someone. Trilokim, within the three worlds. Varam, husband. Ichati, desiring. Paryatanti, traveling all over the universe. Na, never. Barhishman, O King Prachina Barhishat. Pratyanandatha accepted her proposal. Kaschana, anyone. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. My dear King Prachina Barhishat, at this time, the daughter of formidable time was seeking her husband throughout the three worlds. Although no one agreed to accept her, she came. Please repeat. My dear King Prachina Barhishat, at this time, the daughter of formidable time was seeking her husband throughout the three worlds. Although no one agreed to accept her, she came. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. In due course of time, when the body becomes old and practically invalid, it is subject to jara. Jara means the sufferings of old age. There are four basic kinds of suffering: birth, old age, disease, and death. No scientist or philosopher has ever been able to make a solution to these four miserable conditions. The invalidity of old age, known as jara, is figuratively explained here as the daughter of time. So jara, which is invalidity of old age, is known as daughter of time. No one likes her, but she is very much anxious to accept anyone as a husband. No one likes to become old and invalid, but this is inevitable for everyone. मम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः. नमः ओम विष्णुपदाय कृष्णाभ्यस्ताय भूतले श्रीमते तमाल कृष्ण गोस्वामी के नाम. नमः ओम विष्णुपदाय कृष्णाभ्यस्ताय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी नामिने. नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारणे निर्विशेष गुणादि प्रश्न. So I repeat the the translation of this verse. My dear King Prachina Barhishat, at this time, the daughter of formidable time was seeking her husband throughout the three worlds. Although no one agreed to accept her, she came. So this formidable time is also known as Kal Kanya. Kal Kanya, time. Kala means time, Kanya means daughter, girl, young girl. So in Sanskrit, this formidable time is known as Kal Kanya. So just to recap, Bhagavad Gita, what are the 5 subject matters of Bhagavad Gita? The first one is Ishvara, Jiva. Okay. Yeah, one of them is Prakriti or nature, Karma, and time. Time is known as Kal. These are the 5 subject matters of Bhagavad Gita spoken by Krishna. And we are reading about 5 subject matters. And the last one is time. Time. And tide waits for no one. We know that. Time and tide waits for no one. There's lots about time in Bhagavad Gita as well in Srimad Bhagavatam. And Krishna says in 1132, I'll just quickly get 1132. 1132, 31, 32. Krishna says, Kalo asmi lokakshaya krit praviddo. Kalo asmi lokakshaya krit praviddo. And the rest goes on. Translation is, the Supreme Personality of God said. That means Krishna said, time I am, the great destroyer of the worlds. And I have come here to destroy all people, with the exception of you, the Pandavas. He's speaking to Arjuna. All the soldiers here in both sides will be slain in Mahabharata. So Krishna is speaking this Bhagavad Gita in Kurukshetra before the great war, Mahabharata. Krishna says, time I am time. And I have come to destroy everything. So in this purport, Srila Prabhupada was talking about not the purport, the translation. The formidable time was seeking her husband throughout the three worlds. What are the three worlds Prabhupada talking about? Upper planetary system goes as far as Brahmalok, and then the middle, which is the main one. Yeah, and the earthly, this planet is right in the center. Upper, we are in the center, and down are the lower planetary systems. So time affects all these planetary systems. No one can escape from it. Even Lord Brahma, who lived for billions of years, one day he is finished. He has to leave his body. Right from Brahmalok down to this earthly planet and down to the Patal Lok and the hellish planets. Everyone has to go one day. The whole thing is created and destroyed again and again. And also time affects us, isn't it? We were little, we were in the mother's womb, and then we prayed to Krishna. We don't remember all those things, because when we were born, the pain that we just forgot everything. So it is said that, I don't know, I heard from somebody, one of the speakers, that everybody don't pray to Krishna when they are in the womb. Only special jivas who come, those who are very auspicious or pious, these are the ones who pray in the mother's womb, like Maharaj Parikshit was praying. And there are others who are mentioned in the scriptures. When they are in the mother's womb, after 7 months in mother's womb, then they are conscious. And then they start, because they are in such a small compartment, and they are conscious of many things, and they pray to Krishna, please take me out of this prison, and I'll worship you nicely. I'll become your devotee and serve you. And this is how they pray, but not all the jivas pray like some pious ones. And then when they come out, they forget everything. The child doesn't know anything. They come out of the womb, but in the womb they pray. Anyway, so that's, we're infant, and then as time passes, we also grow. It affects physically, mentally, psychologically, we grow. We grow into a toddler, and then we move around, run around, and then we become a 6-year, 7-year boys, and then we go to school. Or before that, we go to the early childhood, uh, and see, due to time, and then we grow into youth, we go to high school, and then we go to colleges, and then universities, and we grow up. Many things change. The body changes definitely. The whole body changes from childhood to youth to old age, and so on. So, due to time factor, everyone goes through this. All living entities go through that. Even the plants go through that. Other animals go through the same process. And then, when you grow up, of course, we do lots of things. We study, then we look for job, and then look for partners, and then we get married, then we have our own kids, and they go through the same system, same evolution kind of thing. And then of course, then what happens, Jara? We go through the 4 kinds of suffering. It starts from childhood, definitely. 4 kinds of suffering: birth, and the last one is death. In between is disease and old age. Anyone can escape that? Nobody can escape. And Prabhupada says, no scientist or philosophers have found a solution for this. No one has found, and no one can find it. It's part of nature created by Krishna. Anyone coming to this material world, born, they will definitely die. And in between, it's just like a sandwich: birth, death. In between, you fill it with old age and disease. What a sandwich. Eh? Old age and disease. And you can't escape it. So this happens. So time affects everything. Krishna says, Kalo asmi lokakshaya. Time I am, the great destroyer of the 3 worlds, yeah. And I have come here to destroy all people. And and Krishna also showed his universal form, Virat Purusha, to Arjuna, because he wanted to see Krishna in that form. And he comes in terms of all devouring time. And in his Virat form, Arjuna saw all these wonders. He saw Lord Brahma, he saw Lord Vishnu, not Lord Vishnu, Lord Shiva. Krishna is Lord Vishnu. Everyone is going into him, smashing into his Virat form and dying, going into his belly. All the Kauravas and the Pandavas, not the Pandavas, all these people who were part of Pandava army, they all were dying. And Arjuna was witnessing that, and then he got, overwhelmed watching all these things. And he said, Krishna, please come back to your normal form. I can't take anymore. So that's what Arjuna saw in the Kurukshetra, the Virat Purusha, the universal form of the Lord. Okay, Srila Prabhupada, in this purport, 1132, he gives some good points to discuss. Although Arjuna knew that Krishna was his friend and the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he was puzzled by the various forms exhibited by Krishna. Therefore, he asked further about the actual mission of this devastating force. It is written in the Vedas that the Supreme Truth destroys everything, even the Brahmanas. Eventually, all the Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, and everyone else devoured like a meal by the Supreme. I was talking about the Virat Purusha. Can you imagine Krishna eating all these things? All this, all the devatas, all these humans, everything goes in. Devouring, he was just like a Lord is the all devouring giant. And here Krishna presents himself in that form of devouring time. Except for a few Pandavas, everyone who was present on the battlefield would be devoured by him. Arjuna was not in favor of fight. And he thought it was better not to fight, and then there would be no frustration. In reply, the Lord is saying that even if he did not fight, every one of them would be destroyed. For that was his plan, Krishna's plan. If Arjuna stopped fighting, they would die in another way. Their death could not be checked, even if he did not fight. In fact, they were already dead. Time is destruction, and all manifestations are to be vanquished by the desire of the Supreme Lord. That is the law of nature. Nature is one of the topics of Bhagavad Gita. So nature. The law of nature is everyone will finish one day, even though this temple might go in time to come. Kali Yuga. We are so lucky sitting here and worshipping and, Shri Shri Radha Girdhari and the rest of the deities. One day this temple might not be here. We don't know. Okay, let's move on. In one of these scriptures, it is mentioned, avyartha kala tvam. A Krishna conscious person cannot bear to pass a minute of his time, of his life or her life, without being engaged in the service of the Lord. That means they do not waste their time in so many frivolous activities. A Krishna conscious person, he uses his time to serve the Lord, serve the Vaishnavas, serve the general public in so many ways. Do not waste our time in sleeping. A lot of people love sleeping, one of the hobbies, So we should not waste our time in sleeping. We should have enough sleep. How many hours is good for us, adults, to sleep? 6 to 8 hours? Yeah? Between 6 and 8 hours is enough. The rest of the time, do your bhakti. Prabhupada has given us this morning program like today, Mangala Arti 4:30. Okay? And then all these beautiful programs that is engaged in Krishna's seva. See all the pujaris, all those devotees present, serving. The kitchen is busy, the altar is busy, even here we are busy. So engagement in Krishna consciousness. Sleeping I was talking about. Srila Rupa Goswami always engaged in the service of Krishna, who didn't sleep more than 2 hours. All the Goswamis, they just slept for 2 hours. They are not ordinary people like you and me. They even don't have to sleep. They can manage. The Goswamis, the 6 Goswamis, they had so much to do. They wrote so many books. That's why we are here reading all this. Sanatan Goswami, Rupa Goswami, they were in the time of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They are direct disciple of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Mahaprabhu instructed them to write down all these things, find out Vrindavan, all those Leela Sthalis, expose and look for them. And they did it. And Haridas Thakur, how much he is Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur? How did he use the time? Just most of the time, maybe 90% or 99% of his time, just chanting Hare Krishna, Mahamant. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. If he would finish his 300,000 names, and then he will take little prasad and do maybe shava, whatever. Otherwise, that's why he's known as Namacharya. He was just chanting. We can't do that. That's how he was using his time. He hardly slept. And of course, our founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada, he followed in the footsteps of these great acharyas. And he's also not an ordinary soul. He's called Shakti-Avesh Avatar, empowered by Krishna to come to this planet and help these ordinary souls like us have mercy. He had lots of mercy, Kripalu. That's why he dedicated his life to serve the general public. That's what he did. Bring them to Krishna somehow or the other. That's Srila Prabhupada. And he also slept in his later days when he started translating books. He just slept for 2 or 3 hours. That's all. Okay? We can't do that. If you sleep for 2 hours, oh, big trouble. We'll go mental or we go, physically we'll be zombies, yes. So we don't imitate these great acharyas, but we can follow in the footsteps and take the teachings that we can take. So we should learn from these great personalities how to use time wisely. Wisely. Okay, let's see another Bhagavad Gita verse. I'll finish at 8:30. Okay, yeah. This is 10:33. 10:33. 10:33. Okay. Akshranam akaro asmi dvandva samashikshaya cha aham evakshaya kalo dhata aham vishvato mukha. Of letters, all the alphabets. Of letters, I am the letter A, and among the compound words, I am dual compound. I am also inexhaustible time. And of creators, I am Brahma. So I am also inexhaustible time, Krishna says. And the purport, Srila Prabhupada writes something like this. Among all kinds of killers, time is the ultimate of people. There are so many killers in this world nowadays. They use the guns to kill. So many ways people kill each other and kill so many innocent animals in the slaughterhouses. Who are responsible? I mean, the people who consume these things. If they don't consume, then this business will not go on. But their innocent animals are killed in the slaughterhouses. Killers. Among all killers, time is the ultimate. Because time kills everything. Mrityu sarva haraschaham. Krishna says, I have already discussed that. I am all devouring death. So time is the representative of Krishna. In one way, we can say that time is Krishna himself or herself. So in time, everything will be annihilated. Okay. So let's look at the soul. Soul is one of the other part of the main subject of Bhagavad Gita, 220. Do you remember the verse? It's talking about the soul. 220, I'll get it here. It's one of the famous verses. Yeah, न जायते मृते वा कदाचिन नायं भूत्वा भविता वा न भूया अजो नित्या शाश्वतो अयं पुराणो न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे. Talking about the soul. Who are we? We are souls, not this material body. For the soul, there is neither birth nor death at any time. He has not come into being, does not come into being, and will not come into being. He is unborn, eternal, ever existing, and primable. He is not slain when the body is slain. So, Prabhupada says, soul is beyond time. Time. Soul is not affected by this time. Actually, we are not affected by this time. How? When we become Krishna conscious, when we are engaged in serving our Guru and Krishna and the Vaishnavas, then we are beyond time. Soul is beyond time. And the characteristics of soul, some of those characteristics are here. He is unborn. He is eternal. Eternal is a word. What is eternal? Nothing else is eternal in this material world, from Brahmalok to this planets down. The only thing eternal is the soul. And is that right? In the material world, only anything eternal is the soul, Jivatma. And the rest, no. And so, soul is eternal, ever existing. It means ever existing. It's primeval, it's the original, Adi. Just like Krishna, he's not slain when the body is gone, the soul is still there. So it's eternal. Soul is beyond time. So now I'll go to Bhagavatam to finish. Another a verse from Bhagavatam, 2:3:17. A nice verse, 2:3:17. The verse goes like this: Ayur harti vaipumsam udiyan ashtam cha yan asau tasyarte yat kshano nita uttama shloka vartaya. Translation: beautiful. Both by rising and by setting, the sun decreases the duration of life of everyone, except one who utilizes the time by discussing topics of all good personality of Godhead. Beautiful verse. Both by the rising and by setting of the sun. The sun rises and sets. And we notice that every day. What happens? It decreases the duration of life of everyone. Although we are growing, like this little kid growing, now we are descending, myself already on the roll now, almost falling down. The duration of life decreases. That's why we never say you are 17 years young, you are 50 years young. We say you are 2 years old. No, 2 years old. Is that child old? But we say you are 2 years old, 3 years old. We don't say you are 2 years young. Sorry. So, But the important point here also is the duration of life of everyone decreases, except one who utilizes the time the way we are utilizing the time right now. Topics, discussing topics of all the good personality of God. So when you are engaged in Krishna's service, when you dovetail your activities always connected to Krishna and Guru and Vaishnavas, then don't worry, your time, your duration of life is not decreased. You are on the right track. Although you will leave this body like anybody else, but you are getting an eternal body like Krishna gets, his body. Okay? So, some nice comments by Srila Prabhupada. I'll read some. It's a long purport, but some of the points. This verse indirectly confirms the greater importance of utilizing human form of life to realize our lost relationship with Krishna by acceleration of devotional service. It says acceleration of devotional service. Speed it, press the accelerator. Don't be slow all the time. I mean, move, do little, but do more and more and more service. And also here it says, time and tide wait for no man. If you wait that, oh, when I get old, then I'll engage in this devotional service. This is how the Hindus think, the Indians think. When I get old, and this is how the old people tell their children, oh, it's not time to go to the temple. This is how we were brought up. And still people are in this mood. Don't go to the temple now. Don't chant Hare Krishna now. Don't read Bhagavad Gita now. When you get old, then you do it. This is the philosophy. Still there in India. This is how we were brought up. Do you think when we get old, we will be able to do all this stuff? No. One of the acharyas says, we offer fresh flowers to the Lord. Isn't it? No, the old and, those flowers when the petals all fall down and we offer to the Lord. No, that's what old age is. When we get old like me, then it's difficult to even, do normal activities, material activities. How can we offer ourselves in this condition to the Lord? Very difficult. It is mentioned in the scriptures that we should start all these activities like all these young, beautiful children. She is busy doing coloring Krishna's picture or something. Right now, we offer ourselves when we are fresh, youthful to Krishna. And that means devotional service. Be engaged somehow or other. Okay, so beautifully done. You can read this more more paragraphs in this verse. Let me see if I can do some more of this beautiful purport. So the time indicated by sunrise and sunset will be uselessly wasted if such time is not properly utilized for the realization and identification of spiritual values. Even a fraction of time duration of life wasted cannot be compensated by any amount of gold. You cannot buy time. Even a second is gone, you cannot get that second back. A fraction of time. Finish, it's gone. So you cannot get that back. That's all time. If you waste your time, it's wasted. Human life is simply an order to living entity, Jiva, so that he can realize his spiritual identity. That's why we are given this human form of life. We are not dogs and cats or cows. We are humans. So the purpose is to realize our spiritual identity and permanent source of happiness, which is, doing devotional activity, bhakti yoga. Nice purport by Srila Prabhupada. I'll move on. Sorry. Similarly, a moment passed in the association of pure devotee by hearing and chanting the transcendental messages of the Lord is a perfect guarantee for eternal life, for returning home back to Godhead. So sadhu sanga sarva shastra ka hai, love mat sadhu sang sarva siddhi hoy. That's how we are here. We are here because of those wonderful souls. Somehow or other we rubbed into them, or they brought a book to us, or gave us some prasad, or we heard about, Srila Prabhupada's lectures. How did I come to Krishna consciousness? Somehow or other I read, somebody gave me Back to Godhead magazine. I had no knowledge about this, Prabhupada and all this. And I looked at, I liked the pictures there. I saw these white, I say white people at that. These people wearing dhotis and reading Bhagavatam, and I never knew about Bhagavatam. I just knew Ramayana, no other book. Maybe Bhagavad Gita, that's all. I saw them doing this, and they are following Sanatana Dharma, and I read some of the stuff there. Then I came to know they are following these 4 regulative principles, which I wasn't aware of when we were not told about. And these people can do this. They're following Sanatana Dharma. We used to call it Hindu Dharma. What am I doing? I was, trying to compare and see what I am doing now and what are these people doing. And I also saw these other people like from South Africa or African people following Krishna consciousness. Look at them and look at us Indians. We were born in this, Hindu family, but we don't know all these things. We're not following. That was my first contact. Back to Godhead magazine. And then the brahmacharis came. Of course, that's Srila Prabhupada's mercy. They came to our town, and then I invited them, come to home, stay for the night or 2 nights, whatever. That's how I got in touch with Krishna consciousness. So, Brahman Brahmite Kauna Bhagavan Jiv Guru Krishna Prasade Paye Bhakti Lata Bij. They planted the seed of devotion in my heart. My Siksha Guru and those brahmacharis who came home, and we served them somehow. So, last part here. So, Prabhupada writes in the purport, similarly, I'm repeating because it's so important. Similarly, a moment passed in the association of a pure devotee by hearing and chanting the transcendental messages of Lord is a perfect guarantee for eternal life, for returning home back to Godhead. Madadham gatva punarjanmana vidyate. In other words, a devotee of the Lord is guaranteed eternal life. A devotee's old age or disease in the present life is but an impetus to such guaranteed eternal life. So today we talked about, the main topic was time. So remember, we should respect time. We should not try to waste time. And time and tide, time will never wait for us. We have to do the right thing at the right time as much as possible. Engage, Prabhupada says, engage every minute in the service of Guru and Gauranga and Vaishnavas. As I mentioned, Prabhupada has given us this morning program. Now it's almost 8:30, already 8:30. See how you spent your time today, especially myself coming right from Papakura. Every Saturday is the blessing of Guru and Gauranga and Vaishnavas that I am able to do. Nandavraj Prabhu is coming from south every day. We come together. I'm serving those little deities for the past from 2004. Mercy, almost 20 years. The mercy of Guru and Gauranga. Otherwise, I would have been sleeping at home. Anyway, so it's the blessings that we are all here, and we should, take it seriously and do our best to make progress. What else? So all the activities that we do should be related to Krishna. I had something else, a little one. Last one, please. Is it okay? 1856, Bhagavad Gita, something from there. I made a note, so let me share with you. 1856. You got it? 1856, yeah. Sarva karmani api sada kurvano mad vyap ashraya mat prasadad avapnoti shashvatam padam avyayam. Let's see what was I think. Though engaged in all kinds of activities, my pure devotee under my protection reaches eternal and imperishable abode by my grace. Though engaged in all kinds of activities, my pure devotee under my protection reaches the eternal and imperishable abode by my grace. A short purport by Srila Prabhupada. The word Mad Vya Ashraya means under the protection of the Supreme Lord. To be free from material contamination, a pure devotee acts under the direction of the Supreme Lord or his representative, the spiritual master. There is no time limitation for a pure devotee. He is always 24 hours a day, 100% engaged in activities under the direction of the Supreme Lord, just like Srila Prabhupada and our spiritual masters. 100%, 24/7, they are engaged in Krishna's service. Yeah. To a devotee who is thus engaged in Krishna consciousness, the Lord is very, very, very kind. In spite of all difficulties, he is eventually placed in the transcendental abode of Krishna Lok, Golok Dham. He is guaranteed entrance there. There is no doubt about it. In that supreme abode, there is no change. Everything is eternal, imperishable, and full of knowledge. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Gurudev, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. I think that's enough. I had a lot to share with you. Take as much as you can, go home and read. Thank you for your time.